Lisa Telsey. Hi, Lisa. See, I'm just,
I think we have a resolution. Get Ms. Testing on the right track.
I keep trying to put her on the right track. She doesn't want to go on the track.
She wants to now. We're
I'm like,
getting there.
here's the path. I always give people two choices. I'm like, here's the path to prison. Here's the path to improving your life. And people sometimes just choose prison. We're not on the record. Why are you choosing prison?
I'll be honest, I'm trying to get a job and get on my feet, get a space to live. I even started parenting classes in prison. I mean, in jail.
But see, I mean, you keep doing these things and coming before me. And what do I always tell people? If you have an issue, you can come back to the court. We can try to figure out what's going on. And I always tell people, stop hanging your life, or what did they say? Hanging somebody on the stars and moon. You're thinking like this one person is going to be the person to change your life. And I really need this person in my life. And we're doing great when all, you know what we need to do? When you find chaos in your life, you need to calm down and you need to work on self before you try to get in a relationship. Because usually, when you're in your own turmoil and chaos with criminal cases, you know what ends up happening? You attract people who have chaos in their life as well. And usually, that person is not a good person. So, what are you guys talking about?
On,
Go ahead.
on the new charge, Judge, she's going to enter a plea. It's going to be a 1244. On the case she's on probation for, I think we're going to agree to inpatient treatment. I believe it was with ISF.
Mhm.
I think primarily to get her the coping skill that she needs to make the right decisions because it's clear she hasn't been making the right decisions. That's probably why you know her on a first name basis because she's been.
I mean, I know her because I remember the first time she came in. Then I remember the next time she came in, she was wearing yellow because she was pregnant. And then I remember the next time she came in, we were doing updates. Everything was going fine. I knew she was going to slide or fall off the rails because she ended up with somebody. And I was like, this is not going to work out. Usually, again, sometimes you meet a guy, that guy is fantastic. It's like out of a Hallmark movie. You know, with the Hallmark movies, what ends up happening, some lady is stranded on the side of the road and some guy picks her up. And it turns out that he owns a company in the town. He's a millionaire. One time, my mom and I were watching a Hallmark channel, and the lady ends up marrying this millionaire. And guess what ends up happening? He ends up dying. We're like, this is supposed to be a Hallmark movie. And you know what ends up happening? She meets another millionaire. They end up getting married. So I knew that with the guy you had chosen, yours was going to turn into a lifetime movie as opposed to a Hallmark movie. You got to get yourself together. So probation, this is what you all want to do. Give her another chance. We don't know. Are we sure about this? Let me ask you, are you available to come back this afternoon by Zoom?
Possibly can, Judge.
All right, can you do it by Zoom? Because this is something I'm gonna have to think about. Okay. It appears that you all have an agreement on the 1244. So I'll look at that.
Okay.
And then the probation thing, I just really need time to step back and look at things. Okay.
And just so you know, Judge, I've dealt with Miss Testy multiple times, and she just seems like a different person this morning from when I'm usually dealing with. Because usually she is kind of bucking any type of treatment. Because the state did give her two options: either prison or treatment. And I told her she would likely do more time in treatment than she would possibly in prison. And she said, "No, I would prefer the treatment."
All right. So, and the other reason why I'm going to call you back because I have a judges meeting that I have to be at, and some important decisions are going to be made. 1:30.
1:30 is fine, Judge. I can resume by 1:30.
All right. So, Miss Ferguson will give you the Zoom link, and then we'll do everything else. Okay. All right, everyone, we're going to be in recess till 1:30. I'm sorry, Mr. Mauer. Bud Ridnour, are you able to do it by Zoom? Okay. Okay. All right.
Judge Boyd faces a defendant who has repeatedly returned to court, and this time the judge is determined to make her choose a different path. The defendant says she's trying to find work, secure housing, and rebuild her life, but Judge Boyd points out that repeated poor decisions keep bringing her back to court. The judge delivers a powerful message. When your life is already filled with chaos, you need to focus on fixing yourself before relying on another relationship to change everything. She also explains that unhealthy relationships can sometimes bring even more problems. Instead of immediately sending her toward prison, the court considers giving her another chance through inpatient treatment, designed to help her develop better coping skills and make healthier decisions. But Judge Boyd isn't ready to decide immediately. She takes time to review the agreement and schedules a later hearing. One thing is clear. This may be her chance to finally turn her life around or face much tougher consequences.